Hi friends, it's Marissa. Thank you so much for purchasing the Etsy templates for the real estate activity bundle. If you have not yet purchased this bundle, you can go over to Etsy and I will leave the link in the description so that you can go check it out and see what else I have in my Etsy shop. But if you don't know me, my name is Marissa. I'm a real estate agent in the Appleton, Wisconsin area, and I used to be a graphic designer. So I just have a passion for all things design and social media. So super happy to share my designs with everyone else. And typically, I see a lot of sellers on Etsy of these type of things, the digital products. I see them selling the things, but I don't see them teaching people how to actually customize them. So today I am here to show you exactly how you can make these templates your own. So these are going to be broken up into bite-sized chunks. This first one is the first listing template I have in here. And then the next video will be on the second listing template, and there will be a video for each template. So you can make it completely your own and you're not stuck with a template that you can't even use. So first of all, the first listing template, let's get into it. So first thing you can do is change your text up here on just listed. If we click on it, we are Helvetica new for default, but we can scroll through, and if you have a pro account, you can use any of the ones with the crown. But if you do not have a pro account, you can use the ones without a crown. Those are free fonts that you can use. So for example, we could use Futura, and it will obviously give it a little bit of a different look. That one worked well. One thing I will say, if you have like a monoline, like very basic looking font, it might be helpful to go with another monoline, like for example, Futura. If I just come over here and look for kind of an odd looking font, it might not give off the same vibe. Although this is cute, so you can do whatever you want. I'm gonna hit Control Z, or if you're on a Mac, you can hit Command Z and it will undo. Otherwise, you can come up here and undo what you just did. So we're gonna change these fonts to Futura, just because why not? And then over here, I'm gonna hide this little toolbar because if I come over here and change everything to Futura, I can do change all. Helvetica new is all gonna change to Futura. So watch the design real quick. Everything will just update for me. So the only case in it, like it won't update, is if this is not the Helvetica new. This is Helvetica now condensed. So it's slightly different. So it is not going to change that one over. But I could come over here and do regular, and then I could make my entire name bold if it lets me select it all. And then obviously I just have like placeholders for your company's logo. If you're Keller Williams Fox Cities, good for you. You don't need to do anything. Thanks to everyone in my office who supports me. It really means the world to me. But you could put your logo here instead. This is just our compliance text at the bottom, so be sure to delete that if you have a different logo. But then in terms of changing out the colors, first I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So you can either come up here and change the font size, or I could drag it like that in the corner and I could adjust the font size like that. You'll notice that Canva has a lot of guides. So that's those pink lines that are popping up as I move around. And I find those very helpful to have. So just keep in mind the guides. It should show you when you're in the center or when you're lined up next to something. So that's really nice to have. If you do want to change anything that's written, like if I want this to be 456 Example Street, I can come in here and just change it to that. So it's really just that easy. You double click in and you can just start going for it. So first we're going to change out the colors, like I said. So you can keep this neutral brown color palette if you would like. However, if you have some branding colors and some colors with your social media that you like to stick to, you can by all means change all of these colors to that. So we're going to change this one to a green. And same thing with the fonts. So if we come down here and we want to change all the brown to the green, we can do that. It will change it across all pages. So just be aware. Although if you are trying to update your brand colors to this green, it might be really helpful and a huge time saver to change them to green. So you know what? Maybe I will just do that actually. I will just change them all to green because I am going to be, oh, it didn't change them. Oh, it changed a couple, just a couple. But yeah, I will be going back and showing you the rest of these templates, but we're going to stick with this first one for now because I want it to be a manageable amount to watch. So we're going to go ahead and change these to the green also. And just be aware of the contrasting colors. You could, by all means, leave this the light tan or white, whatever I have it as. Otherwise, if you wanted it to pop a little bit more, you could go with a darker color. So I think I am going to change these actually to a darker color. And then I'm also going to change the effect on this just listed to not be white. So if I click on this and I go up to effects, there are tons of different effects you can use. You can even curve your text or give it a background. But we have shadow on right now. So this is going to change the color of your shadow. If you want to change the color of your font, you have to go back to this text color box up here. But if you want to change the color of the shadow, which is currently white, I would go into effects and I could change it that way. So now our template is looking a little bit more like ours. So you can customize your name, your information. Please do. Please do not leave my picture and information in there. I actually took out my actual contact information for that reason, because I don't need it all in there. But then we're going to switch out our pictures. And this is probably one of the last things that I'll need to show you. But we're going to come over here and find some other pictures. So I have this other listing that we can use, and I'm going to use this picture. So you could just press it and click it inside, but that's not going to put it into your actual box and keep those same settings. So I'm going to delete that. And then we're going to come over here and you're going to drag it to the corner until it starts to like populate in there like that. So now we've got it in there. Another huge thing I see is people not cropping their pictures. So for example, if this one were like way up at the top, I'll just show you for example. If for whatever reason this picture was like this, we can double click into it until this pops up and then we can readjust it. So make sure you are adjusting your photos as necessary. That is how you do it. You double click in and then you can crop. I actually prefer how it looked originally. So we're just going to go back a little bit. But then we're going to add in the two pictures of the interior. So I'm just going to go in and find some that I like. We'll just use one of the kitchen and then we'll use one of this bedroom. So same thing, you just drag it in there until it populates. And then obviously change the number of beds, baths, cars. Just be aware when you change these ones, you might get a little frustrated because you have to keep this on this line. If I go backspace and now I'm 2 beds, now it's going to mess with how I had that. So make sure that you keep it to its own line. A lot of times what I do is I will just put in the number or the letter and then I'll go delete the old one. So if, for example, it's really 2 baths, I would probably just put in 2 and then I would just go back and delete the one just to make sure that it has those settings where this first line is bigger than the second line. And then we can go ahead and change our headshot. So I have a million headshots. So I'm just going to go in here and pull whatever one I want. We'll pull this one in. And same thing, you just drag it to the corner until it populates. And you can double click in here as well and make yourself bigger, or you can just adjust so your head is not cut off. Please adjust. And that is pretty much it, I believe. One little extra tidbit that you could do, which I did not include in these templates because I felt like that was not a very basic thing to understand how to switch in and out, but I think it looks really cool, is we can go back to our listing over here and we can just put this in the background. So I'm going to drag it over into the corner till it populates on the whole thing. And now we are noticing, yes, it is over the top of everything. So we're going to go to position and I'm going to go to layers just because I like to see where exactly it's at. It tells me it's right here with the purple outline. and I'm going to drag it behind everything except for my background color, which is this tan color. And then I'm going to click back out, click on the picture just to make sure we have the picture selected. And then you can adjust the transparency. So now we have kind of like a little bit of the picture going on in the background, but you can still see all the font on top. So that is a way that you can just elevate it a little bit more. I could even choose a different picture to go in there instead, like if I wanted more of the blue to show up. And then also, if I go back to position and I wanted this to be like a white, for example, I can change my background color to white and that'll brighten it up a little bit. Or I could change it to black and that'll darken it up a lot. If we went over here and brought it up just a little bit, we could change all these fonts to a white if we wanted to, just to make it a little more contrasting. And if that is your vibe, then definitely do that. But I think I'm just going to leave it like this. So we've got our before was similar colors to this one, and then we just changed them all to this blue, and all of our information is just in there, and it is that easy. Then when you go to save it, you're going to click on share, download, and we are going to not select all the pages because I just have this one done. So I'm going to do current page or page one. I typically like to save it in PNG format, but you could also save it in JPEG. And then you will just click the download button, and then it will go into your file explorer. It'll go onto your computer, and then I typically like to email myself the file, and then I will post it right from my phone. So you could post it from your laptop or your phone, whichever you prefer. But that is pretty much everything. Almost forgot how to show you how to download it. But yeah, that's everything. And I hope this was really helpful. And again, if you do not have these templates and you want them, go to my Etsy shop, check them out, check out everything else. I have seller guides, buyer guides, other marketing materials, and then come back for the second video that will be on this second listing template. Okay, thanks for watching.